Alright, quick update for Thursday and Friday. I do expect a brief event of severe weather tomorrow. This is a brief and isolated severe threat. This would be the peak, and this would be around late Thursday. This would be late Thursday night. I do expect large hail and damaging winds to be the main threats, but I cannot rule out a tornado. Energy is low here, as it's around 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram. That is not a lot of energy. So, again, we have just enough energy to get these storms rolling, and this is your dew points. It's fairly moist. It's not very moist. It's not dry. It's that weird in between. If there is a cell that goes up and it does spin, we can see a tornado, maybe a brief, weak tornado. But the main threat I am watching is large hail and damaging winds down to the south. This is going to be near Altus and Lawton. This would be your hail maker. This would be the main hail event. Everything else would be small hail. I think damaging winds up to 35 miles an hour. But down here, I think I do see large hail, tennis balls, and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Maybe a brief spin-up tornado anywhere along this line. So, and then we move into Friday. So, Friday, it is a bigger question mark. I do expect there to be storms. I expect them to really fire off around northwestern Oklahoma, and I do see an isolated cell track to the southwest of the Oklahoma City metro. This is one of the models we use here, and what it's depicting here is, again, that storm that goes off to the south, and the storms up to the north, they are spinning, and this one down south could spin too. There is more energy in the atmosphere here than previous ones. So this would be your energy values. We have just enough energy. Just enough. This is much more than tomorrow's energy. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. But it looks like most of this will be capped off. So we're going to see if the cap does break. It may break, it may not break. This is what you could see in terms of rotation. Again, up to the north, this is your main rotating supercell. But there is that cell lingering to the south that could rotate, could give you large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado. I don't expect any strong tornadoes. I don't expect any even longer than a brief tornado. I don't expect anything long-lived. So this is your dew points. Again, there is a little more moisture. It's surging out of the south at this point, and this would set the stage for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And with this, again, I think it's a low overall threat for severe weather. But we cannot completely rule out a tornado in this. We cannot rule out a severe storm. That's why I'm going to go over our outlines, and I do have it at a low overall risk. Again, so this is my severe outline for Thursday. I do think it stays off to the west of Oklahoma City, and I think the highest threat will be up here near Woodward and Alva. But again, there is a cell down there near Altus and Lawton that could give you large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. And this is my tornado zone. I think anywhere to the north, around the Panhandle region, I think a brief tornado could happen. Down south, near Altus and Lawton, I do also believe there could be a brief tornado. I don't think there's going to be any long-lived tornadoes, any long-lived storm. I think they will go up. They could give you a brief tornado. They could give you large hail damaging winds, but I think they will eventually fizzle out. Going into Friday, there is a tornado zone, and again, this is what I think is going to happen. Near Woodward and Enid, I do think there is an isolated zone for tornadoes. And this is what I'm really watching because Friday looks like it has a little more ingredients. We could see outlooks change as they have. And the overall severe zone, again, I do have that region up near Woodward and Enid. And then from Lawton to the Oklahoma City Metro, the South Oklahoma City Metro, I do have a low overall threat. Does that mean you're going to see a storm? No. But based on the models as they stand now, this is where I'm thinking we could see storms set up. I think overall, you can expect about 1/10 of an inch. I don't think you're going to get much rainfall if you're in these zones. Maybe 1/10 of an inch around Woodward and Enid overall. And in the South Oklahoma City Metro, we may stay completely dry. It is, I mean, we have a cap on both of these days. We could see storms fire, they may not fire again. So just be weather aware as these days do come up. We are in the peak of tornado season. Things can change within seconds, within minutes, within days, within hours. It could change that quick. So we have to keep our eyes on this. We have to stay laser focused on these models, see what changes, see what could change, and I will be the first to tell you when I get more information.